I'm gonna rip some packs around the house. I just need a mission for submission tricks that I can learn how and then train for a couple of days until I have all the clips that I need. IGOW is a whoopaholic's paintbrush. IGOW is a whoopaholic's toothbrush. I need to go acro now. I wanna be that quadcopter up in the sky now, and I'm gonna risk my whoop, 'cause I've got another whoop, and I can't possibly fly two whoops, at least simultaneously.
Orbit's too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like IGOW to touch. I wanna hold you so much. Orbit you baby, and if it's quite alright, IGOW you baby. To warm the lonely nights, I love you baby. Trust in me when I say, oh pretty baby, don't break me down I pray, oh pretty baby. Now that I've found you, stay and let me orbit you, babe, let me love you.
Do you wanna do an orbit? Upside down around the ball. It can be anywhere, at any height we'll find we're really tall. We used to be best buddies, and now we're not. I wish I could make you split. Does it have to be an orbit? Yes, it has to be an orbit. Okay, I'll try. Do you wanna do an orbit? Upside down around the peak. I think this trick is overdue. I started scrolling through the Reddit for the week. It gets a little lonely on these packs, just watching my whoop crash down. I think I got an orbit. I think I got an orbit. Okay, let's fly. Okay, let's fly.
Flying sharks and flying sharks on the flying sharks. Or flying sharks to get it. Flying sharks? Flying sharks and
Flying sharks. Flying sharks. You know, flying sharks. Flying sharks.
The tiny hoop. The male hoop or brazen must perform a dance and press the female hoop. Called Skittles. Brazen practices his dance to be sure it is absolutely perfect. He builds a podge to lure the female in. Once she's touched upon this apparatus, he is ready to start the show. The dance is so complex, the eye can hardly follow. Two of these, one of those. Before you know it, his dance is over. Skittles is aroused. Hubba hubba. Skittles is captivated by the mediocre performance. She exposes her buttery port for insertion. Grayson extends his BT to point connector. Hubba hubba hoo choo wee wee wagga wugga. With his task complete, the little brazen tunny hoop flies away to prepare for next week's adventure.
Going out to fly my whoop, flying through a loop, fly backwards for infinity loops. Going out to fly my loop, and I forgot my keys, forgot my keys, forgot my keys. Going out to fly my whoop, flying through a loop, fly backwards for infinity loops. Going out to fly my loop, and I forgot my keys, forgot my keys, forgot my keys.
Right, let's meow this. This is a rap about Illman and Grey, the two cool cats bringing me out. Go, hey, what is IGOW? I'll give you a lesson in juicy pussy tricks and whoops. Now here's my session. Started off one day with a dope man. His name was Dan. Had a plan, a man with a plan and a competition, but a spelling, it caused a petition. IGOW. What the hell is that? The W makes no sense. Are you a prat? The W is supposed to mean whoop. With these IGOW rule changes, it's gone to poop. IGOW. Now the cats are here, coming in clutch to remove fears about Dan's ABC. So let's get down to...
Hey,
What?
feed me lipos. Hey.
Sitting all alone on your crackback, hoping for some cash, but they're burning off the flashlight. They still all weak, lacking talent, but you get the parents so proud how you manage to date. Everybody lonely in this goddamn city. Goddamn city got me pity all the pretty. I'm getting high in a room full of hippies. Goddamn hippies. We got no rules. Only Gemini, right? You're a bunch of fools. That's what your mom's trying to say. We fly with you while you rub your turtlenecks. This is what we do. We win and you lose. I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. With my Gemini rights. I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. With my Gemini rights. Bring up the Just give me some slice, hey.
You can split my ass anytime.
You're the best. Orca goggles.
What was that? Oh my... No shot, dude.
I don't have the automatic switchers here. Okay. There we go. Not. Is it choppy? Description is confusing. LOL. The description of the challenge? Yeah. Well, hopefully I can kind of explain it here. Anyway. Morden and 661 hanging out. It's Derpy Hooves Pentathalon. It's the name of the challenge. Derpy Hooves is the sponsor. Talk about her a little bit here first. She's sponsoring by providing the custom Lego minifigures, which are like the coolest things if you haven't seen those before. So one person from the basically two people will get custom Derpy Lego minifigs this week. One from the everyone, and then one from the Patreon, and then also the champion of IGOW gets their own little mini fig. It's pretty sweet. She customizes them to look like you. Anyway, let's look at her YouTube channel. I'm gonna post it in the chat so you guys can all subscribe. Her and Mr. Eve have been playing IGOW for the last couple of seasons. You've been watching this season, you've seen a bunch of the Lego guys. So anyway, big shout out to Derpy. Thank you for sponsoring this week. And it's going to be fun to see who wins the Lego minifigs. Alright, let's just get into this challenge. We don't want to make the stream last forever. So, the challenge is a pentathlon that's like... Ski! We're on stream. Come on. Skittles is here, obviously. Does this sound like food or something? Oh, is he opening something up, Ski? What's happening? Gosh. Okay. So, the challenge. Pentathlon. You can see in the... logo here. She's got the little list of things. So pentathlon's like 5 event thing, like the old school Olympics. Anyway, I came up with 5 different little challenges, and everyone that's submitting a video is gonna do these 5 different little challenges, and then you'll get a score on the challenge, and you'll get ranked versus everyone else on that individual challenge. So like whatever, whoever does the fastest speed loops will be first, and then whoever does it slowest will be last. You'll get points for your ranking, and basically, like, if you're first you'll get 1 point, if you're last you'll get however many pilots there were total points, and then you'll get ranked for each of the 5 things, and whoever has the lowest score is like the winner, the top, and they'll be just like we did this last week, somewhere around 16 people that are safe. I'm going to wait until we get closer to see exactly how many people I need to allow to be safe, but let's take a look at the standings real quick. Oh, I didn't update it after last night. I'm going to have to do that later. So yesterday 19 people were safe, but I gotta do some reviews. So it looks like 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, somewhere around there. Velvix, and then the cutoff looks like average wouldn't be safe, but I gotta check these ones here. RCKY at a 45. I honestly barely remember the end of the stream, but it looks like I did all the work. So, do a little review. Oh, myopic sneaking in here at Brett's Airbnb. We're at, if you guys want to know, we're at Woodstopia now. We were at West Coast Throwdown last weekend, and now drove down to Arizona. Yeah, I had the whole banner up in the last stream.
Nice.
Anyway, is there stream of Woodstopia? No.
Oh yeah, there might be actually.
It might be of the finals. I should ask AK. I'll post it in the Discord if there is.
It's not prospective image, but there'll be something.
Okay. Anyway, let's get into the challenges. Wait, was any quick questions? Hey, I'm drunk. How did that happen, Tyrant? How did I change my channel name to I'm drunk? Did I do that on purpose? Did that something that happened on purpose? This morning I woke up and my YouTube channel was called I'm drunk. I don't know if I did that on purpose. I don't know if I did that on accident. I don't know how it happened. Anyway, Pentathlon. So, like I said, challenge is 5 separate events. You'll have to perform and then be ranked versus the other pilots. Then you add up your rankings, and the top about 16 pilots will be safe and not receive a letter, and the other ones will receive a letter. We'll probably do a wheel spin again because that was kind of fun. I just thought of it because we were in Vegas. I was like, oh, we should spin the wheel. Anyway, the first event is speed loops, and what you need to do to set it up is you need an IGOW approved gate. You can set that anywhere. The gate doesn't have to be at the bottom of your loop. If you think it's easier to have it at the top, or I don't know, sideways, or however you want to have it. You just need a gate somewhere in your power loop that you go through every time. And what you're going to do, since it's a speed competition, you have to start landed on the ground in a designated landing area that can be as big as one IGOW approved gate on the ground. So you have a specific area, you start and you're landed, then you take off, you do your 5 loops as fast as possible, and then you land again in the landing area. So your time starts from when you arm your craft, and then your time you have to do 5 successful power loops. You don't have to have constant loop motion because you just have to do 5 loops, and then you have to land again and disarm. And your time ends when you touch the ground and you're disarmed. But you have to end up landed right side up. Like you could bounce a little and your time would still stop when you first touch, but if you land and then you flip over upside down, that doesn't count. You got to do it again. So let's look at a quick example here from Callisto. 9 seconds, he says meh. Was it going to be hard? I did download these. I think... Here we go. Okay, no, this is not working. We're going to have to just play them. I downloaded them because I wasn't sure how much streaming bandwidth I'd have. So... Media file... Here we go. Yeah, that's working better. Alright, so Callisto did a fancy landing, so it kind of looked like 6 loops. But you can see here, he's landed in his, he has a little like landing pad that he's using for his, he's got his gate set up here. He has like 2 gates leaning at each other so they stand up. You only technically need 1 gate, but you could do that too if you'd like. So then, he takes off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he does like another loop to get back and land, because that was obviously the fastest way he could do it. But technically, if you could just turn around, fly through the gate, and land back on there, or around the gate, whatever. You don't have to do another like loop. So, however you feel like it's going to be fastest for you, just take off, do 5 loops, and land again. All right, you can just come in. It's Bike Guy. What's up, stream? Okay. So that was
good. Do you think we should or not? Because I saw signs saying that you couldn't, but maybe that was just when I was coming in or something.
Event number two is the self Matty marathon. I don't think I have a clip of this, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You just stand yourself, or you can sit as long as your feet are on the ground, and you just do as many Matty flips as you can in a row. And then once you bump or crash or something, that ends your run. So you can try this over and over again. Basically, if you maxed out, you could do an entire battery before you ran out of loops. So you just keep Matty flipping yourself, and then every time you do one Matty flip, you get a point. If you don't have constant loop motion, though, you don't get credit for that one, but it doesn't end your streak unless you bump into something or crash. So yeah, you can just go for as long as you want. Okay, I'm going to check on the chat real quick. We don't know. We're hoping you knew. It happened before the stream. Oh, it happened before the stream. Oh, after the stream. Okay. Anyway. I think I'm going to be kneeling out of IGOW. I have time left for Utopia. Okay. Anyway. So number 2 is the self-Matty marathon. Again, just Matty flip yourself as many times as you can. Of course, it's got to be one clip. You can't edit together different clips. Alright, number 3 is precision flips and rolls. So for this one, you need a full-size gate, a 3/4 gate, which would be 21 inches, a half-size gate, which would be 14 inches, and a quarter gate, which is 7 inches, and then the tiny gate, which is 3.5 inches. So I'd make them square, because that's biggest, obviously. And then you have to set all the gates up. They don't have to really be in a line, but they have to be all around somewhere so you can do them all at the same time. And then you need to do a front flip, back flip, left roll, and right roll through the full-size gate. And then after you've completed all 5 of those, or 4 of those tricks, then you move on to the 3/4 gate, and you do the same thing. All front flip, back flip, left roll, right roll. Doesn't have to be in that order, you just have to do all 4 of those tricks, and you can switch the order if you want. Anyway, then you go to the half gate, you do the same thing, and you try to go all the way down and try to do all 4 tricks through every gate. And if you did that, then you're probably going to be in the top. But basically, you just see how far you can get before you mess up. And then you'll get 1 point for each trick you do. So the people that make it the farthest will be ranked better. And the only real requirement is that you have to at least rotate 90 degrees in your flipper roll before you enter the gate. So you can't just fly through it and then do the flip after, or start it right as you're entering. You have to actually rotate at least a quarter of your flip before you enter. Alright. Everyone made it home. No, one of my whoops didn't make it home. That was the only thing we lost. Alright, and the final 2 challenges are what I was originally going to just have this whole week be, but I thought this was a little more fun to add these more basic ones in there too. Anyway, these are how I like to think of it as gymnastic events. So in gymnastics, you make up a routine that you do, and then based on the difficulty of the routine, there's a max value you can get for your score, and then you perform the routine, and then if you make some little mistakes, you don't do it perfect, they give you little deductions. But if you did it perfect, then you get your max score. Anyway, that's for both the triple gate stack and the elevated cube. That's the idea. So similar to the week we just did, the Tony Hawk type challenge, there's a bunch of options for you to choose from, and they have points. But this time you only have 20 seconds on each event, so 20 seconds for the TGS, and then a separate clip, 20 seconds on the cube. And you're going to try to do as many of these combos as you can in that 20 seconds. So probably 2 or 3 of them max, I would guess. Anyway, so let's say you did TGS combo number 1, then number 4, and number 5. So that'd be a total possible points of 6, 6, and 3. So 12, 15 total. So if you did all 3 of those combos totally perfectly, then you would get the full 15 points. If like one of your Matty flips didn't have constant loop motion, then you get like a half point deduction. Basically, if there's something else like you made a big adjustment, it might be a full point deduction. Anyway, I'll decide that during the stream when I watch them. Anyway, so we're just going to show an example of each of these things, and then we'll basically be done. So, and just like week number 13, again, you start landed on the ground, you take off, you perform your tricks. After 20 seconds, you get to finish performing any combo you started. So think about that when you're planning your setup. Okay, let's show the examples. So there's going to be 16 pilots left. Hold on. What are you saying, Mo? Morden? 16. So by 16 there will be 16 pilots left. By end of 17 there'll be 16 pilots left. So, yeah. The idea is to get down. Right now we have... Oh, I didn't update it. Alright, I'll do that anyway. Anyway, let's show these examples so we can finish this. Okay, first TGS1 is the ladder combo, or the ladder up and down, just like a Jacob's ladder. So... Oops. Here we go. You just ladder up, bottom, middle, top, top, middle, bottom. And you have to switch rotation directions from up to down. So you could start with the opposite spin that then Callisto does. It doesn't matter either way. Alright, so that one's pretty simple, but it kind of takes longer. It's worth 3 points. Alright, our next combo is the Limbo Loop and Maverick Matty. You can do them in either order. This is just like week number 9. You don't have to do the extra flip in there, he does. Alright, pretty simple. Forward through the bottom gate, backwards through the middle gate, and then Matty flip, and then forward through the top gate, backwards through the middle, and power loop. Alright. Next is number 3, triple loop. So you do 3 loops on the TGS, bottom to top, bottom. Wait a minute, how did I set it up? Bottom, top, bottom, bottom, middle, bottom, bottom, top, bottom. Oh, Callisto's doing it backwards. Hold on, is this the wrong clip? It's probably the wrong clip. I think this is it. No? Anyway, I don't have a good example of this one, I guess. Hold on. Do you see that stream? I don't remember that at all. Zero recollection. Alright, number 4 is the triple Matty. Matty through the top, middle, Matty top, bottom, Matty top, middle. 3 Mattys in a row. Another example. Okay. Next up, number 5 is the split S into power loop, power switch. It's basically like the middle part of requirement 9. So you guys have seen this before. Split S, power loop. Oh, Callisto, you forgot you just did split S and a power switch. Where's the power loop? Alright, that clip was incorrect. Oh, sweet. Read the descriptions. He forgot the power loop. Oh well. Number 6 is half Matty ladder. So you do 3 half Matties, either going up or down. Half Matty, half Matty, half Matty. And you have to switch roll directions with each one. Alright, and you can go either up or down. Callisto went up both examples, but you can go up or down. Alright, number 7 is power loop to inverted orbit. This one's pretty cool looking. Okay, nope. Didn't switch, sorry. So you go power loop top bottom into a half power loop basically through the top and then start an inverted orbit. You have to do two inverted orbits with the gate in the top of the screen. So power loop, and then second power loop starts the inverted orbit. Okay. And our last one is front power flip, then Barani, and then juicy flick. So this is the most difficult. It's worth 10 points. I guess this should be right here. So front power flip, Barani, and juicy flick. So if your Brawny isn't perfect, you'll get a deduction if you do it more like a fail Ronnie. Okay, those were the triple gate stack ones. Now let's go over the elevated cube ones. First one is just yaw spins through the cube. So you fly forward through 2 faces of the cube while doing a yaw spin, and then you turn around the corner and do the same thing. And you just have to do opposite spins. Alright, that's a bunch of solid examples there. Cube number 2 is the standard loopy cube. This was requirement 1 in week 10. Oh, didn't switch. Alright. Alright. One more time. Power loop the front, power loop the entire cube, and then power loop the back going in the top. Alright, loopy cube. Next one is reverse cube cross. This is where you fly backwards through 2 faces of the cube and then go backwards around the corner and fly backwards through the other 2 faces. So there you go. You have to stay flying backwards the whole time, and obviously no bumps or ground taps. Okay. Next up we've got double half Matty. So you do 2 half Matties, opposite rolls, and you have to go in the top of the cube and out the far face. So into the top of the cube and then out the far face with both of them. Okay. So it goes left roll and then right roll in the top cube and out. Slowest is ever seen in the block. Alright, next we've got the fancy loopy cube, which is the loopy cube on like the bottom of the gates. So this is the regular loopy cube, right? Front gate, whole cube, back gate. So this, you do the same idea here, except you do just the bottoms of the gates. So if you watch here, front gate, entire cube, back gate. Alright? Front gate only, then you have to go backwards through the whole cube, and then back gate. Alright, that's fancy loopy cube. Next we've got Matty to loop switch, and then loop to Matty switch. So this is kind of a combo of two of the requirements from week number 10. So you do this first one here where you go through Matty and then switch to loop, and then you go loop, switch to Matty. One more time. This is like the first element of requirement 2 and then the second element of requirement 3 from week 10. Okay. That one's worth 6. I haven't been saying the points, but they're here on the screen. Next up, we've got Matty flip over the front gate and down through the entire cube, and then eject roll. So Matty flip the entire cube and then back up through, eject roll. Very clean. And finally our last one is power loop the entire cube to stellar reentry. And stellar reentry is just an eject roll where you have a Matty flip motion at the end. This one looks pretty sweet.
So after you lift there and went to power down, so you did.
Okay, ready for this?
I was planning to just fly straight anyway, so now for sure just
Okay. Pretty sweet. So you power loop the entire cube, all the way the entire thing, and then up, do basically what's going to be an eject roll, but then as you're looking down, before you re-enter the top of the cube, you switch into a Matty motion and go out. And that's called the stellar reentry. One more time. Power loop to eject roll stellar reentry. Alright. So pick what you think you can do. Get rid of this. Maybe 2 or 3 of those together. If you do, and then your maximum number of points is here. But if you have like some mistakes, it's not super clean or whatever, then you could get some deductions off. Especially if you don't have constant loop motion. It's not going to ruin all of your points, but you'll definitely get minus points or minus half points if you don't have constant loop motion on the elements. I'm going to go all cube loops. The top and then the bottom, no? Anyway, I hope that makes sense to everyone. Do we have any questions? Minus 5 points. You guys have any specific questions about any of the elements or anything? Remember, get 20 seconds for event 4 and 5. Start on the ground. When you arm, your time starts. Do as many combos as you can, and then you get to finish any combo you started when the 20 seconds runs out. Yep, and then again, everyone gets ranked in each of the 5 events. So if you were first place in all 5 events, your score would be 5, because you'd have a 1 in every event. If you have like a first place, a 5th, and whatever, you're going to add up your ranks, and that's going to give your final rank for the entire pentathlon. Everyone's going to be in a big list. and we'll do the wheel again and see how many people are going to be safe. Alright, I think IGOW has me in constant states of stress. Well, hopefully once we get into the playoffs it'll be a little bit less stressful, but I don't know. This is where the competition gets real, Mo. It's the playoffs. Gets serious time now. Time limit? No time limit, Morden. Your video, like, tried to make your video not too much longer than 2 minutes, but the Half Matty marathon itself could take a full battery. So if you do like a 2-minute Half Matty marathon clip, show the first like whatever 5-10 Matties, and then in your main video just you can speed it up, and then just have a separate link to a clip where it's just the regular speed, all the Matties, and I'll watch that later. 4 challenges in 2 weeks. Yep, Tyrant, gonna be stressful. I think it'll be fun when we get to the playoffs though. Anyway, any other questions? Time limit one was a good one. A bunch of people were asking about the precision flips and rolls. You have to do all 4 of the tricks on each gate as you're going down. So you don't have to do them in any order. You just have to get the front flip, back flip, left roll, and right roll. All 4 of those through each gate before you move on to the next gates in size. Look at my previous comment about week 17. You said 17 is only reserved for the people about to whoop out that have less than 2 letters get to skip. Yes. Week 17 is only going to be if there's more than 16 people left. And then everyone that has IGO will do some type of challenge I make up to figure out how many of those people make the playoffs. So, anyway, thanks for hanging out and watching. I think I covered everything. Thanks for the stream. Hope to see some Vegas TV art. Yeah, today we went and we flew around. We like dove a couple buildings, so that was pretty fun. If you want to help scoring, send out a list of deductions. Okay, I'll try to do that. It's basically half a point for constant loop motion and then a point deduction for anything like egregious that just is not. You want to try to flow your tricks together. You don't want to readjust or spin around or turn. Anyway. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next stream sometime next week after Woodstopia.